Extra is digging deeper this morning into new funding aimed at helping college students find affordable housing.
College Housing Northwest has received more than $6 million in grant money from Project Turnkey to buy a motel in Gresham and then turn it into studio apartments for students. So joining us in studio now with more is the nonprofit's executive director, Dave Gardinan. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell us about College Housing Northwest.
So College Housing Northwest is this really interesting nonprofit that's been around for about 50 years, really mostly focused on supporting students at Portland State University. But we've expanded to support Portland, PCC, Mount Hood Community College, and other community colleges. And what we discovered is there's a huge amount of student homelessness, students living in their cars and trying to go to school, right? These are people that are like really trying to make it work. And so we developed a program to focus on how to get those students into a safe place so they can finish their education. Wow.
Yeah, $6 million in grant money, and the grant money came from where?
It came from the state through the Oregon OCF, Oregon Community Foundation, and they didn't give us the money. They bought the building, and we're fixing the building up and turning it into housing.
Okay, so what does that involve, and when do you expect that the building will be done and ready for students?
Yeah, so the deal closed a couple of weeks ago, and we're now working with the city of Gresham to get and architects to get the building permits. So we got to improve the life and safety, welfare, health of the building. So we have to make sure the fire protection and all that stuff is upgraded from this 1983 building, right?
Wow.
And we need to add kitchenettes into each of the rooms and do a lot of kind of deferred maintenance to the building. So that's going to take, with permits and then construction, we're talking early spring, we should be able to get students in there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. What are the requirements to apply? If you're somebody maybe you're watching this and you're like, hey, that's me. Like, I'm somebody who can benefit from this. How can they apply and find you?
Yeah, great question. So we work directly with the schools. So the schools have benefits navigators, and if you go to whichever school you're going to, you'll know who that person is. You can find the benefits navigator, and they will navigate you. They will help qualify you. So we only take students that the schools qualify.
Okay, when will you start taking applications?
So this program exists in other of our buildings already, so we already have a waiting list, and this is already happening. When we direct people to that, to the Gresham site, will probably be in sometime early in the new calendar year.
Wow.
Okay.
How has this really taken shape over the last few years? I mean, we've seen homelessness in general, rise. Obviously, the pandemic played a role in that. Over the last 2, 3, 4 years, what's the need been like for this program?
Yeah, it's incredible. There's so many students out there, and the schools are working really hard to help students find a way to have their basic needs met so they can finish graduation. And there's far more need. We have 60 people in our entire ARCS program, we call it, the Affordable Rents for College Student, the ARCS program. We have 60 students right now. We're hoping to double that amount and possibly triple that amount by the end of the next calendar year. And that only begins to meet that doesn't begin to meet the need, let's say.
Yeah, obviously there will be a lot of people interested in this, as you have indicated. Yeah. So how can people find out more?
So the best way to find out more is, if you're going to PCC or Mount Hood Community College or PSU, wherever, go to your benefits navigator. So there'll be somebody there that that you can identify to help you, guide you to this program. As well, you can go to College Housing Northwest website, chnw.org, and that will lead you to the ARCS website, arcs.org, and there's more information there, and people can follow the trail.
All right, sounds good. Sounds like a great program.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Glad to see it take shape out there in Gresham too. That's great. Dave, thanks for joining us here on AM Extra this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
And for more information, go to chnw.org.